we are practicing democracy, but it's an abused variant of democracy because the political structure is not perfect. So the democratic practice is faulty. Now, starting about endorsement, you see, at the present juncture in Nigeria's history, how the country conducts its internal affairs have become of paramount importance to the world because of interconnected political and economic relationships. Now, you know, Obasanjo, no matter what any name is given, any point can have about him, has ruled Nigeria as a military head of state and also handed over democratically and had ruled successfully 8 years as a civilian president. So you understand? So in the global stage, he is known. You understand? And his views matter a lot. And considering his age, you understand? You see, there's an age you reach in this life. You do what ordinarily, if you were younger, you wouldn't do. You see, Abuja is a statesman, approaching 80 now, you understand? So he wants to make some statement that can correct any misgiving everybody may have had about him. He fought for Nigeria's unity. He fought the civil war, you understand? So he is more positioned to say, this is the person that is okay for Nigeria. And the world will likely take his views than any other body. Are you hearing me? You cannot tell me about any comparative analysis. You cannot tell me about any comparative analysis that Tinubu's views, you understand, can be regarded in the international community more than that of Obasanjo. The amount of money you have has nothing to do with that, you understand? When you come to that is what I can say about that. So I'm not surprised that OBJ endorsed Obi. He knows the character, has the profile of most of the, as president, has been exposed to most of their in and outs, you understand? So he must have been informed by a spiritual argument to say, let us endorse this young man. And you know, all over the world, people are craving for younger generations. But that is it. Now, about APC and about rating them, you understand? See, in France, a younger person is ruling. Even in Britain, their last PM was a very young woman in the age of 40-something, 50. Look at Macron. You understand? So why can't we change and dance to the tune? Look at others contesting with Obi. You understand? These are people that are which God told you that must be president of Nigeria. You understand? Now, talking about APC. Under normal, I'm not saying all this thing because Obi is an Igbo man. No. I'm talking in terms of contemporary trends. Now, in a normal democracy and where the citizens are enlightened, you understand, given the record of this government, they should not even, nobody should even be thinking about APC anymore. You understand? Those who are informed told you what to do. We have passed through one recession that was very biting. We passed through a second mild recession that was very biting. You understand? And we are now headed to a third recession that will culminate into election. You understand? You made a country that is in surplus and you are attracted a loan of 50 trillion. Out of that 50 trillion, you don't really ask yourself, the macroeconomic level have not been seriously adjusted. You have not accomplished more with that more than 50 trillion naira loan. You only have one seaport, Apapa here. The other one, deep seaport, was Lagos, is done by Lagos State, maybe with small contribution by federal government. You understand? You never build any new airport. You understand? There was quite some remodeling of some airports, but these are projects that have been started by his predecessors. And in fact, not all the international airports in the country have been well remodeled according to international standard. You understand? Most of other seaports have not optimally been upgraded according to IMO standard. You understand? You ran a costly subsidy that did not even impact adequately to to the pump price level in the way that it will help the masses. You understand? So, on aggregate basis, what did you do with 50 trillion naira loan that is now attacking even 1.3 million naira? In a situation you are servicing debt with what is more than twice your GDP. You understand? There's problem. So on what basis will anybody even think about APC at the national level, at national politics? You understand? So that's what I'm saying. And now, when we talk about statesman, a statesman, you don't do anything because it's convenient for you to do. You understand? There's an age you reach, you begin to take some fundamental introspection. Look at what Atiku did in PDP. And you say you're a statesman, and you're lamenting insecurity. These are some of the attitudes that trigger insecurity. When you trigger crisis, what follows? Is it not insecurity? And political crisis is the most potent source of insecurity that spreads. And you say you're a statesman, you are lawless in a small thing. So is it in a big thing that will find you obeying the law? So on what basis? Insecurity. The country has not been secure. There have been flashes of claims by those fighting terrorists and all these things that they were made arrests. What did you arrest? You arrest, you gather them. After few them, without effective prosecution, you said they repented. They entered the money to get the arms. Nobody has even answered some of these critical questions. You see? So, on a general level, the state of security has not been well. I can only score maybe 20% on that. And that is a fair mark. You understand? In as much as I'm not imploded. So I can only score them 20%, and that's far below. Another thing you're talking about, agriculture. There are so many interventions in the agricultural sector. You understand? You have the one they call agri-insurance. You have so many of them, many buckets, which CBN is financing through commercial banks. You understand? On aggregate level, Nigerians are still hungry. So those who borrowed the money, did they really invest it in agriculture? And if they invested, was there adequate monitoring? You understand? Okay, security is tied to agriculture. All the agri-beds are in the hands of terrorists. So where did they produce the food? You understand? The other time they said they did what we call a rice pyramid somewhere in Kano. How many bags? At the end of it was discovered that it was just something built with sticks, and then they carry a bag of rice to cover it. So the deception is too much. You understand? The statistics coming from CBN. It's not even from the MBS. It's not even reliable. So on this front, I don't see where you can measure this government that they have performed optimally.
Does changing of our new naira note contribute to the Nigerian economy?
It can, if there was adequate surveillance of the process. You understand? But now, CBN was telling us that they are doing this naira change of naira notes. You understand? In order to be able to track laundered funds. You understand? Then in order to also add some bites to fintech this thing. You understand? But we all know that there are bits of lies in these things. When you launder money, what you do, you move it out of the financial system immediately. Is that not so? Now, there is the ICPC, there is the Public Procurement Act, there is the Anti-Money Laundering Act, there is the DSS, yeah? There is the DSS. There are so many there is the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. There are so many institutions which are financial system integrity checks. You understand? And you have CBI has been given autonomy. You understand? To also make input in economic policy decisions. You understand? You were there. All this money is we are leaving the system. NBA will not make remittance for months. We don't hear your voice. NNPC will not make remittances for months. You cannot say, my friend, you did not make remittance this month. Oil is being stolen. You know the actual quantity, amount of money that should be coming into the system. You understand? When oils are lifted. But you kept quiet over this thing. You did not raise cries. All of a sudden, you woke up and say, you are doing a right designing notes. And then doing cash withdrawal limit. Those of us who know some little bit of economics know that the thing is because given the rate of the low, given the drawdown on foreign reserve, you understand, on excess crude account, you understand, plus the dwindling purchase of naira, you understand. We all know that a lot of money has gone out of the system, you understand, and that the financial system is in shocks and heading for trouble unless withdrawal, especially this Christmas season, is not contained. But is that lawful? Under normal banking practice, you don't regulate somebody how he withdraw his legitimate deposit. So all these things are panicking measures, you understand. They don't solve problem, you understand. So we must activate. Okay, you say you discovered almost 9,000 something BVN linked to fraudulent financial transactions. Is that adequate disclosure? Okay, who are those who own those BVNs? Name them now. So the policy will not achieve much with that if it's not backed by effective surveillance system to dictate those and prosecute those, you understand, that will be implicated, you understand, in the process of exchanging the new notes to old notes.
My name is JJ. Why I say that Obasanjo comment is not relevant is that Obasanjo also promotes article in 2019. He also promotes his promotion in 2019, and it was against Buhari in that 2019. But still on still, Atiku also failed. Abi, and definitely what Obasanjo is saying about Obi is just his choice. Obasanjo have only one card to play, just only one vote. Obasanjo cannot tell me who I will vote for. I would rather change my mind if I want to vote for Obi because of Obasanjo. I would rather change my mind.
But being the former head of state, don't you know
He doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. Because the level we are going now, nobody will dictate where we should go. You will decide where you will go, not you will decide where to go. I will not decide for you.
There's a lot of this adage saying the six generals decide the fate of this country. True or false?
That's a lie. Listen, people that is ruling this country, we don't know them. You don't know people that is called Cabal. If you think you know Cabal, definitely they are not Cabal. Cabal are the people inside that you will not see. So those people that you are looking at, they might just be ordinary messenger to the Cabals. So we don't know the Cabals.
Okay, you are saying in essence that saying Obasanjo is endorsing Peter Obi to become the president of this nation. Does it qualify to be an aspirant that can sit at the villa?
We have 4 aspirants as of now.
Okay, namely?
No, we have not aspirants, candidates. We have 4 candidates as of now. We have Kwakwanso, and we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we have Peter Obi, and we have Atiku Abubakar. The four of them are capable to sit in the villa.
Not just that capable.
Okay.
Of exposure,
Okay.
and track record.
Okay. My belief, anybody that have governed a state for 8 years can do anything in Abuja. My opinion, no. From the angle I see it, if you can be a governor for 8 years, you did first election, you won. You did another one, you won. You control it for 8 years. You can sit there. Some people are even sitting there. They have not become the governor for once. Olusegun Obasanjo have not become the governor for once, despite any other position. Governor is a very big position in Nigeria, and in my own level and the way I observe things, I believe after governor is president. I don't believe in senatorial whatever. I believe after governor is president. And when you come to that security angle, I leave that for God. There's nothing I can say about that security. Because also insecurity in other countries that they are far better than Nigeria. If insecurity can be in some countries that are far better than Nigeria, so who is Nigeria? And Nigeria have a problem, ethnic problem. Everybody is talking about his brother. Okay, check this election that's coming up now. If the youth are really doing the movement of where Nigeria is going, we all should be shouting Obi, not any other candidate. We all should be shouting Obi, not any other candidate. Why is in the game, and according to record, I think Obi have better record than all. I think Obi have better record than all. And the movement that Obi has raised for the past 5-6 months. No, in history of Nigeria, nobody has done it.
First of all, the defending champion government is the APC, and like we can see, they are the ones in power. And set aside from that, we have two other mightier factors. In fact, there are three. Kwankwaso from the NNPP, Peter Obi from Labour Party, and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar from PDP. And I think the last time it was a Yoruba issue was between him and Olufalaye. That was in 1999. And the Northerners supported him massively. And when he came again in 2003, the Yorubas had to twist to his side. No Yoruba man came out again, not up until now. And the way it is now, we have the people that dictate. We have the people that dictate who goes in and who stays. Since last year, we've been hearing some factions about who this person endorses and who this person does not endorse. Just between yesterday and today, we've got to find out that Obasanjo stands as a backup or as an endorsement to Peter Gregory Obi, the Labour Party presidency candidate. And even some time ago, around October 2, I heard that news that he was supporting Obi, but it was not really official like this. Even Edwin Clark even also supported Obi. Ortom even backed Obasanjo in supportance of Obi. But then what we are going to determine on the masses, because if this government is to stay, it will determine on what they've done and what they've achieved. And looking at the situation in the country, where I will only pinpoint where this government has really done something tangible in the area of spending. Buhari has done something as regards for every Nigerian to know that every kobo you spend matters a lot. But instead of security, initially it was getting to be a very good one. But along the line, everything just got messed up. You know, security is not as we think it should be. And then the fuel crisis came in, and I want to believe that it's going down now. But it came at a time, and it hindered people from the nature of their work. And some other things, religious crisis, ethnicity groups, these are what will continue. You understand? And a lot of things. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, on the other hand, was a vice president to Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo. And looking at him, well, he is trying to show some promising signs. And from what I heard some time ago, about 2 to 3 months ago, he was saying that if he doesn't win this time, he might retire. But we know politicians with their words. They might say A and later mean B. Like they will tell you, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. Anything can happen. So, but this is politics. If this particular party will remain, it will now decide on what they've done and what the masses can see and how they can believe Tinubu himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the great Jagaban, on how they can believe in him and what he can do. So, if you are telling me that a Yoruba man is coming out, it's not about your tribe, but it's about what has this party done for Nigeria.
And at this point, if I may ask you from your own political experience,
Yeah.
are we truly practicing democracy in Nigeria?
To some extent, no. Because you ask some people, they'll say they don't vote. Why? Because a situation whereby election have been turned to selection. I mean, election at times is turned to selection. The S is now before the E. It's a problem. And except by what Buhari wants to do, or by what this government now wants to do for this new presidency election, that there's a way they say they will vote. It's not the normal voting now. Like they said, they did it in Osun State. Regardless of the party it favored, it's not the issue. But they did it in Osun State. Now, if they can imbibe that, it will now show that this government, this will be one of the major things this government would also do for Nigerians to know that there is no chance for ballot box snatching, rigging and all those things. People will now be confident to come out and say that wherever we vote, our vote counts. Like somebody told me in America that just like we're on duty like this, they just go and vote. It's not like Nigeria where by that day everybody will be shut down until 6 in the evening. In America, they go to their work and they just go, they vote and they come out. But here in Nigeria, everybody has to be shut down because of probably when they remember what happened in 1993, Abiola and Tofa Wahala. So that is just it.
Kudos for the politics because ex-president has his own opinion on political matters. Obi being part of the country from eastern part, is also has a stake in the country and is also eligible to be the president of this country. So OBJ endorsement is good. It's good for politics. In the sense that he has a vast experience. Aside being ex-governor, aside handling all other things in the country. The eastern part of the country shouldn't be excluded from governing the country. They shouldn't be excluded because if you look at it all true, what they are fighting for is they want to rule. So if a section of the country hasn't ruled, what it means that they are not part of the country. But the point is, Obi has to kind of enlighten us, orientate us on the kind of manifesto he has for Nigerians. Aside being the fact that he is also eligible to rule. So he has to orientate us how inclusive can he manage the country. In an instance whereby this section of the country believe that northern part of the country they are kind of sort of problem. Referring back to Biafra issue and the rest, which has become a vice on the part of the eastern part of the country. So Obi has to orientate us that he's going to run an inclusive government. There is no way that vice will cause him to disintegrate Nigeria as a country, because everybody believes that if Obi comes in, it will cause some sort of Nigeria being disintegration. So he has to address that. If I become the president of this country, Nigeria is going to remain as one. All my agenda is going to be on Nigerians, not disintegration Nigerians. That's all.
My name is Zubi Farouk. I'm a media practitioner and a digital strategist.
Okay. And the 2023 election is around the corner.
Okay.
What is your opinion? What's your take? For Obasanjo endorsing Obi?
Well, first of all, for 2023 election, I feel like we Nigerians have to be wise this time. We have to be learned. We have to learn so much about the country and the political system so that we better make decisions. Because for me, 2023 election is, right now, if you look at Nigeria, the state of Nigeria, we are at a verge of precipice, a verge of destruction. And I think the kind of leader we need now is somebody that can stabilize the country, somebody that can heal rifts between communities, somebody that can bring us together as one nation. And trust me, we need somebody with experience and somebody who is detribalized. I think I'll leave it there. Now, for Obasanjo endorsing Peter Obi, well, for me, I'm not a supporter of Peter Obi, so I wouldn't say that I support him endorsing Peter Obi. And for me, I feel like Obasanjo is just playing an end game, because the South have not really been friendly with Obasanjo. Likewise, the Southeast. So for me, I feel like him endorsing Peter Obi is like an end game for him. So that's my take.
And also, looking at the present administration, to what extent can you rate them on the scorecard? Based on security, food chain, agriculture, waterways, and transport sector?
Well, most people might not actually be in agreement with what I would say now, but for me, I would say that President Muhammadu Buhari is one of the most successful presidents of Nigeria. Looking at all of the ups and downs that came during his administration, starting from the fall of the oil boom, the pandemic, the Russian-Ukraine war. So I feel like I would say I will give it to them, because President Muhammadu Buhari and the administration have been so resilient despite all they went through, all the oppositions and the ups and downs. In terms of security, I would say that it has really been bad, but this is not, the insecurity didn't start from his administration. It started from somewhere else. And looking at the rate of hunger during his administration, I would say it's really made everything worse. in terms of agriculture, for agriculture, I'll say Nigerian is really trying, because I know most farmers who will tell you that they make more money now, right? And it's due to the fact that our borders were closed, so we were only consuming what our farmer was producing. I'll say that this administration really tried in terms of agriculture. It's just that we need more time so that we can see the dividends of what President Muhammadu Buhari have done.
You know, without fire, there's no smoke. Something must be behind it. You understand? We don't want a looter. We don't want. If you have the record will show you. People are saying Obi is one of the best governors that ruled the Anambra State. You understand? When you look the record, the profile of the governor, you know the governor is perform very well. You understand? The profile show him that he's a governor that can hand over Nigeria very well. We need somebody who can make the economy better. We need someone who can provide security to Nigeria. We don't want people who come and sacrifice money, keep money in abroad. You understand? We want money who make our economy to be better. All Nigeria will be okay. You understand? That is why Obasanjo support. And the profile show that Obi is the man that has integrity, endorsement, honest, and transparency that can lead Nigeria. That's Obasanjo support. I didn't blame Obasanjo. We need somebody who can take Nigeria to a great position in the world. You understand? Who can make our economic bonus. Look at all over Nigeria. Debt everywhere. We cannot continue like this. People are suffering. The rate of poverty in Nigeria is too much. People are dying regular. People are dying. You want to look at this Christmas. People are suffering. A lot of people are suffering. You can watch now. I want you to buy oil. To show the poverty is too much in Nigeria. People are suffering. Everybody are suffering. We want somebody who can take over Nigeria to a great position. That's why Obasanjo supports him. You understand? You know, he can make it, but in Nigeria there must be a first citizen of the nation, like past ex-president. They know more than us. You know, when they select somebody, we should be able to follow him. You understand? Like Babangida, like Absalom, they know the better who can take over to the best position in Nigeria. Tinubu is okay, but you know, we have in any position in the world, we must have cabal. Those who decide of the nation. You understand? When the decider of the nation said it, you follow it like that.
So, in a nutshell, you are also endorsing Obi?
Of course.
Say it.
Of course, with all my people from Ogun State, they endorse it. Even all the youth they endorse Obi.
They endorse
Obi is their choice. You ask other people, it's their choice. Who can take those to the millennium position? Who can make Nigeria to be a great in Africa?
Governor, what I'm saying now.